and welcome to my channel. I'm Thorns and today I will give you my breakdown of War Eternal, Episode 6 of Living Worlds Season 4. I will dissect the conversations, characters, cinematics, and share with you my thoughts on any future narrative direction indicated by these events. So if you have not played through the Guild Wars 2 story, all of it, from the personal story, Season 2, Heart of Thorns main storyline, Season 3, the main storyline for Path of Fire, and Season 4 to date, please know that I am going to spoil some glorious moments for you, and I would truly be heartbroken to ruin anyone's enjoyment of the lore, so you have been duly warned. Season 4's Episode 6 is broken down into 5 story steps. The End, Landfall, Glory of Dragons, Bleed, and Descent. In this video, we will begin at the end. War is life, and life is brief. Death comes. But death is not death that breathes life into others. And life is not life that never dares to risk. The world is lost and grieving, and in faith and hope take heart and rejoin the war eternal. For it may be that death is not the end, but possibly the end of the beginning. Those are the words of the introductory trailer for Episode 6. And I think they set the scene quite nicely. So we log into game, and this is what we are greeted by.
Commander.
Keith, where are you?
We're still in Thunderhead Keep with Aurene. What are you doing?
I don't know. I feel like I have to tell them what happened. Divinity's Reach, Lion's Arch, Black Citadel.
Tell them what? It's over. Please. I need you.
I'll take an airship out of Lion's Arch. Be there soon.
We do indeed start at the end. All our ends. Aurene is dead. The Pact, Dragon's Watch, the allied forces of awakened Corsairs, Uruk-hai Sunspears, Zephyrite, and even the Exalted have all spectacularly bluffed it. And the world is about to be consumed by an out-of-control greed monster. So far Guild Wars 2 is mirroring our terrible real-world timeline fairly closely. Anyway, our character is called back to the auditorium where Aurene's branded body is still waiting. A heart-breaking monument to her selfless bravery and our absolute, abject failure. We have a few exchanges with our fellow members of the We Suck So Bad We Doomed the World Club. Hooray.
Hey.
Hey, do we have,
No. I've got nothing.
Yeah.
How is everyone?
See for yourself.
Bram is sweet and hopeful and sad.
Standing in front of crowd like that, she went out like a true Corsair.
No. Like a true soldier.
Oh, Commander, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say.
It's all right.
Zeta the Sly, the Corsair, recognizes Aurene's heroism along with Almora Soulkeeper, our stalwart and brave commander in charge of the Pact forces. The Zephyrite Choir, Radiance at their head, wants to pay their last respects.
It seems only fitting we sing for her one last time as we prepare for the end of all things.
One notable character who seems to be here in body alone is Kanak. The normally ferociously verbose Sylvare is jarringly stoic, and continues to be so throughout the whole of episode 6. There's not even any text dialogue for him. Sad for me, yep, he's my favourite character, and I was honestly looking forward to some of his dark, dry humour to put a sarcastic cherry on the top of our cake of glorious doom, but alas not. Ahead, the place where Aurene fell has now evolved into a makeshift shrine. We find more of our companion heroes here, standing vigil. Taimi, Gorik, Zephyra, Rox, Kaith. It's a somber, moving scene. Friends deciding to come together at the end, after a failed battle. But they gave it their all. They did their best. And sometimes we all fail. And then there is a glimmer, a whisper of a dream of what we've all been hoping for.
Please. I can't look at her like this anymore.
Let's get these crystals off of her.
We can weaken the brand. It would be an honor.
What is that?
I don't know. But I feel something.
We feel it too.
Yes. Yes. It's like it.
An echo.
Impossible.
Your flowers.
Everyone stand back!
What is this? What are you doing?
Commander, what's happening?
She's glowing?
My champion. Scion speaks.
Aurene! How?
Eating a lich has its advantages.
Oh! Alchemy! Dragons eat magic!
Praise Choco! Kept us waiting long enough.
Brand in heart, hard to mend.
Aurene, please. You must relax.
No time to Toric. Stop him.
But how would this be any different? Won't we just fail again?
We did not fail. We learned.
She had to die. For this was the fire of courage.
And so did they. Follow their god into battle.
Without fear or hesitation.
Now we must ride. Scion and champion. Flesh Kralkatoric. From the mists.
Right. If he dies in the mists, that's it. His magic is gone, and so is Tyria.
Yes, my vision came true. And so must his.
Gorik, send the commander
Prop telemetry coming your way. Do not let him get away this time.
We won't. Logan, can you meet us on the other side?
We know where you're steering him. The Pact will be there to finish the fight.
We'll all coordinate with Gorik and Taimi. Today the whole world joins Dragon's Watch.
Go, Scion. Finish the song we started. I will. I promise. It's time, champion. Are you ready?
We gathered to grieve and await the end together, and then our hope is reborn with our beautiful dragon. And before we have time to process the events which have just unfolded, before we have time to question and probe the whys and wherefores, we are off through a rift in reality. So before we dive into the mists, how do I feel about this tiny yet neutron-dense story slice? Well, I'm gonna say that I'm ambivalent. On the one hand, Aurene is back. Praise Joko. Praise constructive interference. Praise the blingiest choir in all of history. Because, oh my goodness, holy tomatoes, I was genuinely gutted when they allowed Aurene to perish. It was a wonderful and terrible heart shot, which I have been nursing ever since. If you listen to my reading of Kate's Requiem, I struggled with my emotions on that one. On the other hand, I feel like this revelation should have been drawn out. But how could they have done that? Okay, maybe actually have the commander visit all the different faction leaders, drawing out the pain, the glorious pain, the suffering, the sadness, the despair, seeing which faction leaders would actually tell their populations and which wouldn't, would actually be quite an interesting sociological experiment as well. And after we've done our due diligence and informed everyone that this is the 5-minute warning for our demise, we return to the chamber, only to run into the middle of a battle. Wave after wave of branded have come to claim Aurene's body, to bring her remains to her grandsire so that he can make sure that she stays very much dead. Then, during the battle, she is hit by a stray resonance shot that we are firing off to try and protect our fallen friend, and it loosens the shards around her body and triggers Kate's reblooming, stirring us into a frenzy of hope and action to free Aurene and fight off the branded before we throw ourselves into the mists in order to hunt down this dragon who is bringing the battle back to us. Now, in my mind, this would have got us back into the action. We could have wallowed in our misery as we tell the tale of Aurene's demise, and then we have that focused, energized action and sense of urgency as we defend Aurene and free Aurene from the brand. Because I feel like the sense of urgency as it played out was lost. Now, not to say that the end of the world is not a compelling reason to haul our collective booty, but honestly, there is little sense of real urgency as the story plays out now, and manufacturing some swashbuckling adrenaline would have ramped up emotions nicely, giving a deeper payoff overall for the scene. But that is just one nerdy gamer's opinion, and I'm sure that there are 1,001 reasons, both narrative and practical reasons in a development environment, why they ran with what they did, but ambivalent I remain. How do I feel about the briefest of brief explanations for her reawakening? Well, firstly, I'm quite happy. For the first time in ever, I think, yes, I think it's ever, one of my predictions actually happened. It came to pass. Now, I'm going to acknowledge here that this story moment was probably more obvious than a very obvious thing being obvious, but, I'm taking the win. I actually got it right. Yay! But I want to know more. I always want to know more. This is my curse. And this is not the first time that I felt like this. I felt like we lost Joko too soon. So we got Aurene back too soon. We lost Joko too soon. And again, I would have enjoyed more interactions with Joko. He was a very likeable and entertaining founding member of the dark triad of narcissists, Machiavellian, sociopathic, psychopaths. Yes, all those things. He's really the Joker of the Guild Wars 2 universe, if you will. And I feel here that the climactic moment of the story came too soon and illuminated too little of the underlying deeper currents of what is actually going on. For example, in the case of Joko, I want to know how he broke the laws of death. What magic did he use? I want to know from whom he stole this power, or what deals were made for him to have it. Could there be consequences for using this power for Aurene? The vagueness of this vital story mechanism, it kind of irks me. Now you can argue, and I would agree, that there has been build-up for this moment with the Requiems. Links in the top right-hand corner of the screen to all three, lovingly narrated by me and my partner in crime, Jack Tal. These three stories, which are really closer to personal journals, give wonderful character development for their subjects and add weight to the catastrophic aftermath of Aurene's sacrifice. They are brilliantly written, and I cannot praise the narrative and media teams enough for these wonderful shorts. Do, even if you don't listen to mine, do check them out. Don't miss these lore gems. Links to the official pages below. How do I feel about Aurene finding her voice? Again, I both love this and am confused by it. So, on the kind of pros list, it's great that she has found her voice. Being able to speak with her directly gives her character greater agency and more scope. It allows a level of granular communication, missing from simple body language communication and shared visions. But it also brings into question the circumstances around what happened to Keith. We had this wonderful story moment in the Crystal Blooms, where Keith joins with Aurene, connecting their spirits in deep and profound ways, which persist even after the events of the finale of Season 4 in The Descent. So now it leaves the true purpose of this union unclear, which gives me pause because it was given such narrative prominence and one of the rarer and best cutscenes in Season 4, and now we find that Keith was not destined to be Aurene's speaker, as it were. So my question is, what does this mean going forward? Could Keith and her connection with Aurene lead us into Season 5? I sincerely hope they don't let this story thread fray too long. Let me know in the comments what you think the true connection and true purpose of Keith joining Aurene is. I would love to know your speculation. As the curtain falls on Act 1, Scene 1, as the end becomes a new beginning that we were all hoping for, Act 1, Scene 2 sees us do what I think the Guild Wars 2 player base has been dreaming of ever since our tiny little dragonette, well, grew quite a lot. We become a true dragon rider. Would I have enjoyed more control? A more freer setting? And less, oh my god, look out for that massive boulder in the sky sandbox area to play in? Possibly yes, but I am just going to shut up and be quietly grateful to get this epic moment teased so well before release. Now, I was anticipating a Deathwing Spine style encounter, that's old school World of Warcraft raid encounter from the Cataclysm, but without making this a group event or mini dungeon, the level of mechanical intricacy would have been a rather big ask. So instead, we get a beautiful set piece, rewarding us with a glorious and spectacular view of Kraukatoric and his quite stunning scale. Although I have to say, I think Prime Order still holds the biggest big boy interior achievement, sleepy or not. We get more dialogue interactions here with Aurene and echoes of Glint's prophecies uttered to us last in her secret lair.
Remember, the Scion cannot succeed without you. With you, champion, I share my true legacy and Kraukatoric's greatest secret.
He's opening a portal! Keep on him! Are we still in the mists?
The God Realms. Melandru.
He foresaw the possibility of a world at peace. A world without strife between dragons and mortals. A world without him.
The underworld. We keep going!
Reminds me of...
Balthazar, the Fisher of Woe.
He's going to familiar places. How exactly are we getting him back to Tyria?
I'll open a portal!
There! Give it everything you've got!
Lots of little interesting pieces here, but the one sentence that sticks out for me, he's going to familiar places. I think this might be an important line, because why would an elder dragon find the realms of the gods familiar? So, the idea of the elder dragon's alignment with the human gods has been around since the start of Guild Wars 2, and the theory blew up after Season 2's Entanglement episode, where we the players got to see a glimpse of the eternal alchemy of Tyria and the energies which seem to represent those self-same elder dragons. And this is another indicator that these powerful beings, these elder dragons, at least share influence of the same primordial elements as the human gods. So, Kraukatoric consumed energies from Mordramoth, hence Melandru's realm calls to the power within him. The elder dragon Zaitan's energies were consumed by Mordramoth when he expired, which links Kraukatoric to the underworld of Grenth and Doom. As for the Fisher of Woe, well, we had front row seats to that particular feast just after Balthazar went pop. So, elder dragons, elder gods, elemental sharing aspect of the theory is fairly confirmed now. Interesting to note, we don't encounter the divine beings themselves in their realms, as they have already moved on from the mist-linked realms of Tyria. At least that is what Cormier tells us in Path of Fire's Act 2, Facing the Truth. But what this could mean for the story going forward is anyone's guess, but it's good to take note because you never know. Writers don't put things in out of chance. If it's here, there's a reason it's here. It may be a set piece just for this story. It may be a foundation upon which they will build out our world. We don't know, but we should pay attention. So our fight and flight continue until Aurene manages to open a portal in front of Kraukatoric, and we crash back into our own realm, driving Kraukatoric before us, severing his wing in the process, and also managing to drag a whole bunch of shards of the divine kingdoms with us. Our companion heroes are waiting for us here, having used Goric and Blish's tracking device to keep tabs on us in our journey across the Mist Realms. As we arrive at the Pact base, we get a lot of information fast, setting out the current situation and our immediate course of action going forward.
Commander, we followed the tracker, and here you are.
And there's Kraukatoric, pinned under islands ripped out of the mist. This is incredible!
I thought we'd lost.
We all did. And maybe the world will end. But right now, right here, we've got a second chance.
All because of you, Aurene.
Now the real fight begins. It's not over yet. He's badly wounded, but I have to keep him down. Lean on each other. I'll work the sky. You work the ground.
Listen, we're making this up as we go along. What have we got?
Us, obviously. And the Olma Khan.
Kaith, Zafira, and Zaim rallied their own army. Came in on the Corsair ships.
Glint's forces are massing to our south, but no sign of Glint herself. Oh, and Logan. Your ancestor says she'd like to see you.
Okay.
You'll need a base of operations. I'll fortify this outcrop. Give it teeth.
One of us needs to scout this place. These are fragments of the mists. Anything and everything could be on them.
Plus, we need to map Krog's position and vulnerabilities. You have to send us out, Commander.
Actually, Timey, I could use you on my ship.
Plank counting and thumb twiddling. Ugh. Fun.
More like survey and patrol. You can keep an eye on Aurene, map the coastline, help with cannons.
Oh, okay.
Gorik, stay with Almora and Canuck. I'll talk to our other armies, then get you whatever information you need.
You okay? Is there something you wanted to tell me?
Yeah, but not now. Not here. Commander, I'd like to take the Olmecon west, build a beachhead. Unless you've got other plans.
Works for me.
I'll see if Timey needs anything. Make sure she's okay.
They're calling themselves the Order of the Crystal Bloom. I tried to talk them out of it, but...
Aurene saved them, so they've come to fight for her. I couldn't say no.
Where's Zafira?
She left as soon as we landed. Said something about slow arrows not striking their mark. Think she'll be all right.
She's a priestess of the god of war. If anyone can take care of herself, it's her. Commander, you'll need a force on the far side of these islands. The Crystal Bloom could be that force.
Go. And good luck.
The remaining forces have gathered and are ready to push out across the map to help pin down Kraukatorrik. We also have Rox wanting to share some important and seemingly difficult news with her good friend Bram, but we'll have to wait for the payoff for that. We have Logan being summoned by his great, probably some more great-grandmother, Gwen, which is an interesting little lore nod to his ancestry, and a nice little payoff on the map when we get there. And we have the birth of a brand spanking new faction, which I called that too. I am on fire comparatively for me. We get the Order of the Crystal Bloom. Very, very interesting. I cannot wait to see what they do with the Crystal Bloom faction. Could be very exciting going forward. And not to forget that Glint's forces are amassing at the shore and are ready to aid in the upcoming battle with Krauk. All in all, an eventful start to episode 6, if all too brief for some. So I'm going to pro and con my way through the end installment. I'm going to start with the pros. I wanted Aurene back, and this happened. Hooray. I wanted to get back into the fray with Kraukatorrik, and we got that too. I'm happy, and we managed to do quite a lot of damage to that big purple meanie. I wanted my Khaleesi moment, and we got that too. We also got great visuals with Kraukatorrik, and we get an interesting new map open up before us for us to explore. On the cons side of it, the writers could have stretched out our delicious agony a bit longer. They could have had ground combat in the start to add tension and drama before Aurene was revived, adding a sense of urgency which had drained away from the scene because of its very fitting but very somber start. Now, please do let me know any lore nuggets I have missed in the comments below. I am sure there is more than a few. And please do let me know what the highs and lows of Act 1 of War Eternal were for you. I will be making reviews for all the story steps coming up. Some of them will be combined and squished together. Others, like this one, because there was so much to talk about, will be standalone episodes. They are coming on the channel very soon. Please keep an eye out for that. If you enjoyed my review and the lore breakdown, please like, share, subscribe, and do ring that bell if you want to see all my videos when they are released, because for me, no bell, no content for you. Sorry. Please do also show some love to Molini, Sir Azu, Ada Hain, Cub, Jolly Joestar, Kyle, Jeffrey Nelson, Dark Griever, and all my wondrous, fantabulous patrons, without whom I would be unable to dedicate the time and resources I do to my content creation. I can never thank them all enough, and if you would like to become a patron and enjoy talking to me on our private Discord and suggesting content and getting exclusive narrations, do check out the Patreon links below. It starts at $1 a month, and there are giveaways. Okay, now if my glorious-ish review inspired you to jump into Path of Fire to experience the wonderful story yourself, there are links below for this expansion and the Heart of Thorns expansion, as well as the base game, which is as free as a bird. Thanks to the generosity of AreneNet and their partner program, of whom I am a proud affiliate. Using any of these referral links directly supports my channel. Now, I hope you will join me again very, very soon for more Guild Wars 2 goodness. But until then, as always, thanks for watching.